What is up, AFC South fans? What a week it was to review. We got the Texans kicking the crap out of the Cardinals, the Jaguars doing the same to the Jets, the Colts and Old Man Rivers keeping it close with the Seahawks. Really probably should have won that game. And the Titans losing to my 49ers. That's right, my 49ers. Week 15 is going to be a doozy. Cannot wait to preview these games. I got to bring in all of the hosts, though. Fellas, it is so good to see you about a week before Christmas here. Dalton, I swear, didn't I just like rearrange these things? How does this happen every single time I go in? I'm trying to arrange it in the order in which the division is. And Dalton, you are up top, so I'll ask you first. How you doing tonight, brother?
All is good, man. 10-4, most wins since 2017. The Jaguars just keep rolling. Trevor Lawrence took off. I mean, it's insane right now. It really is insane to be a Jags fan.
Yeah, it's a hell of a ride for sure. You get a new coach, everything falls into place, looking good. You guys might be right. You guys talked a lot of trash last week about how these were the two best teams in not only the division but the AFC as a whole, the Jaguars and the Texans. That might be true. If I had to make a bet right now, the AFC team that's going to go to the Super Bowl, I would actually pick the Texans, Ruben. I don't know if you want that, Juju, because I have been awful with my picks this year, but that's what I'm saying right now. How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. The Houston Texans right now, they're on a roll also. They, since starting 0-3, have won 9 out of their last 11, 6-game winning streak. And now it looks like your quarterback is looking like he did not last year, but a few years ago when he won the Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got an easy schedule going on the rest of the way. You could potentially end up with more than 10 wins. And, you're hoping Jacksonville screws up and you could potentially steal this division. But if not, you're setting yourself nicely for a nice postseason run. And when we get to the postseason, I like this defense against anybody.
Yeah, you've been saying it's a Super Bowl defense. We'll see about that. Derek, this one's a little bit different. Yes, the losing skid continues to happen. I feel like you've kind of just figured out that this is what it's going to be, but it was a little bit different this week, man. Watching Old Man Rivers and keeping it close, a lot of fun. We'll get to it, but I feel like the tension's gone a little bit. You've resided to the fact that this is what it is. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, you're right. I have kind of just accepted my fate at this point. I said it on the roundtable last week. We lose this week and our season was pretty much over. And it sucks because we had a very good shot of winning that game on Sunday, even with Phillip Rivers. And the fact that we didn't just once again proves that the Indianapolis Colts, they're just not where they want to be, and injuries are not the reason for that.
Mike, good to see you. We got some things to talk about. Obviously, I watched your game very closely, being a 49er fan myself. I got to see Cam Ward up close and personal. I kind of like what I saw, but before we get to that, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, I can't complain. 2-12. The draft train keeps on rolling. Sitting at third, looking pretty. All I can do is just crack a beer and just enjoy the show tonight. How's everybody in the chat? Love you guys. Keep them comments coming.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, fellas. And we're going to start with those Texans beating down the Cardinals 40-20. Absolute dominant fashion. This game was never close. Immediately, Nico Collins takes, a 57-yarder for a touchdown. And it was basically over after that. So, talk to me about what you saw, Ruben, from your Houston Texans and that beatdown over the Cardinals.
Yeah, this was a game, and this is a month where we were all looking at this offense and saying, can you get into a rhythm? And they started off hot, 399 yards against the Arizona Cardinals. I know it's the Arizona Cardinals. You were supposed to do this, but we haven't seen 399 yards all year. The game that C.J. Stroud haters and doubters have been asking for, it was right here. He was perfect. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 137 quarterback rating. C.J. Stroud looked like the C.J. Stroud of 2 years ago. And if you get this quarterback with this defense, the sky is the limit. The biggest surprise of them all, though, Jahar Jordan, your second-year running back, his first start breaks a franchise record, your first 100-yard rusher of the year. Now this is interesting because we were worried about Woody Marks and Nick Chubb and the workload we've been giving them the last, 6 games. You added something crazy with Jahar Jordan, and now going forward, you're able to rest key running backs like Woody, like Chubb, and maybe Jahar Jordan could potentially steal, some reps in the postseason. On the defensive side, you get an interception from Kamari Lassiter. I know some Texans fans are going to be upset that Jacoby Brissett threw 3 touchdowns. However, when you throw the ball 40, 45 plus times a game, some of them are bound to hit. But this game was never in doubt. You jumped early, 17-0. It was a beat down all 4 quarters. CJ Stroud looks like he's back. The Houston Texans, they look dangerous.
Talk to me about a couple things. One player you mentioned in particular was Kamari Lassiter, who, man, I remember because 49ers drafted Ricky Pearsall, and I remember going back and watching that film and watching him against Lassiter get absolutely shut down in that game. So Lassiter is proving to be a very good player. Is it fair to say that he's like the breakout player of the year for the Texans?
I would say yes, but if you were to saw, Kamari Lassiter last year in year 1, I mean, he was doing this exact, type of stuff. You can argue Kamari Lassiter is a top 10 cornerback. Now, he's not going to get that love because he is cornerback number 2. We all know Derek Stingley is an island of himself. But what Kamari Lassiter has done this year, he said it himself, I am going to be the first person off the bus to let you know that we're not messing around. This kill zone that they've been talking about the last couple of weeks, I mean, you see it every week. It's funny when you see Jalen Petrie with a Guardian cap on, doing smelling salts right before a play. But yeah, man, Kamari Lassiter, he's locked in. His best friend, Kalen Bullock, is having a nice season as well. But it's just nasty all around.
Well, I'll say Lassiter, watching him play, man, corners don't usually set the tone as far as hitting, but he does. It's pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, he might be your best hitting cornerback. And, he is not afraid at all to get down and dirty in the run, too.
Talk to me about this offensive line, because this was the biggest question coming into the season. This was the biggest concern throughout the losing streak. And then at times throughout the season, it's also been a concern. How is it now? How are Texans fans feeling about this offensive line? Is it improving at the very least? Are they gelling? Is this thing looking like it could actually be viable enough for CJ Stroud to be upright and respirating through the playoffs so that they can actually make a true run here?
Yeah, it's actually been night and day, this offensive line. When you lose Lermy Tones from the offseason, when you lose, Shaq Mason, you're thinking it's going to be a regression. But no, this offensive line over the course of the year has gotten better. CJ Stroud only sacked 1 time against the Arizona Cardinals. Since they made the move of Trent Brown to right tackle, Titus Howard to left guard, this offensive line has been playing well. Ed Ingram, who you picked up in a trade, is one of the best guards right now in terms of PFF. And then your second round pick, Ariante Ursery out of Minnesota, is looking like he could potentially be something for you as a franchise left tackle. So this offensive line has taken drastic steps forward. And now we are starting to see CJ Stroud trusting his offensive line. He's making throws that he, wasn't making earlier on in the year. Offensive line has gotten significantly better.
Last question for you, offensive coordinator. At times, Texans fans wanted him fired. It just didn't seem to be working. All of a sudden, CJ Stroud goes out. Davis Mills comes in and looked pretty good operating this offense. CJ Stroud sat on the sidelines, and it seemed like he picked up a thing or two maybe in this offense, things he could improve on to make this thing tick a little bit better, and it's really starting to pay off. Is that marriage finally starting to pay off a little bit?
Yeah, I would say Nick Caley in his first year as a Houston Texan OC has gotten better. Also, as time has gone, there are still some things that you don't understand, like the Dare Gumbawale Wildcat and the dumb things that they do in the red zone. The Houston Texans still this year in the red zone are not very good offensively. But, some of the things that they've been working on the last couple of weeks, CJ Stroud taking what the defense gives them. That's why you see, most of your tight ends with a lot of catches between Dalton Schultz and Kate Stover. it's a work in progress. You know, the superhero of this team is the defense. So all you need is your offense to put up 21 points.
All right. Well, we'll see what we get from the Texans the rest of the year here. We'll preview their game in a little bit. But Dalton, as impressive as the Texans were in dominating that game 40-20, the Jaguars said, hold my beer. We're going to put up 48 on the Jets, an equally bad team, winning 48-20. And man, I posted a throw from Trevor Lawrence, and I said, this is throw porn if I've ever seen it. What an absolute seed this man threw in the middle of that game. He looked amazing. Obviously, he's starting to round into form. This offense is starting to round into form. Week in and week out, it seems like they are improving. And ever since the bye week, everything is falling into place for this offense. I remember watching this team early on and saying I wasn't that impressed. Even though they beat my 49ers, I said, it's weird watching this team because they can't even get in and out of the huddle without a penalty. They just shoot themselves in the foot. I felt like they did the same thing versus the Chiefs, yet they won both those games. But ever since the bye, man, everything seems to be clicking. Talk to me about what you saw in this game versus the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you're talking about 5 passing touchdowns, also 1 rushing touchdown. He was also the Jaguars' leading rusher on the day, accounted for about 50 rushing yards. And, you're seeing how Trevor Lawrence is this. And I'm a guy that I have defended Trevor Lawrence a lot. And I don't know if it's necessarily making excuses for him, but I was kind of telling you guys what was happening. And, he was a player that was still learning this new offense. There were some things that were a little bit rough around him. We remember early on in the year, receivers running wrong routes, receivers flat out dropping balls. And then you also had alignment issues, a lot of pre-snap penalties. And Trevor Lawrence even had a bunch of issues himself, not getting to playoff in time. And you had multiple guys in motion all the time. But now you're starting to see Trevor Lawrence understand this offense. It's starting to slow down for them, and he's cutting down on the dumb stuff. And now what you're seeing an extremely confident player, a guy who knows who to go to. The wide receiver room has flipped throughout the course of just a season. I mean, you started off, Brian Thomas Jr. was your number 1 guy, Travis Hunter, then De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown has been relegated like crazy. Travis Hunter is obviously injured. And now Brian Thomas Jr. is more of a deep ball guy. Jacoby Myers came in and has really solidified that receiver core. Parker Washington and Brenton Strange, a tight end, are also extremely sure-handed guys. So, what this offense is. And what you're seeing these last 3 or 4 weeks is these teams are like stacking the box, saying, okay, Trevor Lawrence, we're going to dare you to beat us with your arm. And Trevor Lawrence is going absolutely crazy. And it's these situations where, it's the third quarter and they're still stacking boxes while we're up like 20 points. So we're just going to keep throwing the ball. So now Trevor Lawrence, he's going absolutely crazy. I mean, teams are going to have to really account for him now. The arm talent is really showing, and this Jaguars team is just coming into form. Liam Cohen deserves a lot of credit. In the past, we've had these like old, stale offensive guys that they come in with a game plan and they're going to stick to the game plan. Oh, the running game wasn't working in the first 2 quarters. We're going to keep putting our head down and running it through. But they're going to sit here and say, okay, like, we're going to adjust on the fly. This running game isn't working. We have to do something different, and they adjust on the fly. It's, Liam Cohen is just an offensive genius. It really is crazy seeing what he can do throughout a game, and this offense is really finding its form. We'll be like 3rd and 15. I'm like, you know what? We're going to recover this. We're going to get this. I don't know when I've ever felt that way about a team in the past. So, this game was honestly a little bit similar to the Titans game a couple weeks ago. We went out there, we handled business, but pretty much after the game, I automatically flipped the page and turned to next week. A few weeks ago, after we beat the Titans, I said, okay, we're playing the Colts next week, sole possession of first place in the AFC South. Now we turn the page. We have a huge matchup in Denver, an opportunity to go there, play the number 1 seed in the AFC, a chance to potentially honestly, that game will probably determine whether you win or lose the AFC South. So really everything is at stake. And, I don't think we're coming at this at a better time right now. So it's a big test, but I'll take the Jaguars against anybody in the NFL right now.
Well, talk to me about this defense, because the Houston Texans obviously have arguably, probably not even arguably at this point, the best defense in the NFL. And that overshadows you guys who are in the division, but your defense is pretty damn good too. Like, this is a well-rounded team. You've got good special teams. Great. I mean, kicker's amazing. Your offense is starting to round into form. The defense has been there for a big chunk of this year. Talk to me about what you're seeing from this defense, and can this defense help carry the load come playoff time? Are you confident in them?
Yeah, I think this defense, the most impressive thing about it is that defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli just knows how to use his personnel. I mean, it seems like every week somebody new steps up. And, we had this little lull during our losing streak where we were not getting any pass rush. So what do? We elevate a couple of undrafted free agents with BJ Green and Danny Strigow. When they go out there and they're making crazy plays, the Jaguars even claimed somebody named Dickerson off of the waivers, and he's coming in and making an impact. And then the secondary, we deploy a bunch of 3 safety looks, like some guys step up in certain situations, and just the way he uses the entire depth chart and plays them really to their strengths. I mean, I've just never seen so many like non-starters come in here and get a pick. I mean, the Jaguars had, a 7th round pick from a few years ago, Monterey Brown, make an insane interception. A guy with Antonio Johnson, who has really struggled all last year, and even at the beginning of this year had an insane defensive game. I think he was, the highest rated guy on PFF this season. So you have that. The pass rush, it's getting healthy. Trayvon Walker's getting healthier by the week. Josh Hines Allen is always a beast. I mean, he's getting sacks every week, and he's really in good form. And, even Eric Armstead is quietly a great player. Devon Hamilton on the D-line really helps out with the Jaguars having the number 1 rush defense in the NFL. It's just the way the Jaguars defense is set up, everybody can make plays at every different level. And it's not star-studded like maybe the Texans defense is, or maybe even the Broncos defense, but these guys do their assignments. And, these guys make stops when they need it. They force these teams to 3rd and longs. It's a defense that is good enough. I'll say that. It's definitely good enough to be able to make a pretty good playoff push.
All right. Well, I'm excited to watch this playoff push. I'm excited to see how this division plays out. Every week, man, this thing's getting dicier and dicier. I cannot wait to see what happens down the stretch. But Jaguars are looking very, very good. Well, speaking of a team that was looking good at one point during the season, the Indianapolis Colts, not so hot the last few weeks, but man, it sure was fun watching Phillip Rivers play football again. I will say that. And by gosh, they almost beat the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. A 60-yard field goal to put them up. Really could have and probably should have won this game. But once again, they get their hearts ripped out. But Phillip Rivers, man, still super fun to watch. Talk to me about what you saw from your Colts on Sunday, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing that you didn't win that game. I mean, you had the lead in that game for 44 of, you had the lead for over 44 minutes. I mean, you got to be able to win those types of games in that particular environment. I mean, you had it in the palm of your hand. It was a back and forth game where neither team could really find the end zone other than Phillip Rivers being able to find it once. Congratulations to Phillip Rivers, obviously. But, as the game went on, you just kind of knew that it was going to be the type of game that happened, because Phillip Rivers, while he was able to do some things in the first half, the Seahawks were able to make adjustments and basically just said, Phillip Rivers can't really throw the football past 20 yards, so we're just going to stack the box. We're going to stop Jonathan Taylor. We're going to, do all of these things. And then they allowed Shane Steichen to do what Shane Steichen does best, which is basically just leave the game open for the other team to potentially win. And that's what happened in this scenario. You were down 13-15 because obviously Myers had himself a career day, 6 kicks for the win there. And you were at the 47-yard line of Seattle. And on a 3rd and 7, you decided you were going to run the football on that play. And I couldn't understand it, because I said, if you were going to run it on a 3rd and 7 and you got 4, then why are you not going for it? Why did you take the risk and go for a 60-yard kick? Like, obviously he made it, and obviously it gave the Colts the lead, but you gave Seattle a whole minute to be able to get down the field and score a touchdown or get a field goal in any way to score and be able to take the lead. And what happens, right? The ensuing kickoff, you let them get all the way to the 37-yard line, and then the very next play, you let them get to the 40 on your side. So, I mean, it was like it took no effort at all for Seattle to be able to score on that final drive. So, I mean, it's just been how this season has been this year. Games in which the Colts had the game in their grasp and should have won it, but yet Shane Steichen and this team somehow find a way to just never come through in the biggest of moments. And it sucks because, like you said, it would have been a great story if Phillip Rivers and the Colts would have went into Seattle and found a way to do it. I mean, Shane Steichen had a really good game plan in the first half. Run the football a lot and just tell Phillip Rivers, just manage the game. Don't put the ball in harm's way. It was working really well in the first half, but didn't go so well in the second half.
You talked a lot about Shane Steichen. You kind of crapped on him for about 75% of that, and then the final tail end, you gave him a little bit of a compliment backhanded. Do you believe that the Colts should move on from Shane Steichen after this season?
I don't know. I mean, because you know what? If I say yes, then half of everyone that listens to me says that I'm an idiot. If I say no, then the other half says I'm an idiot. I just want my team to win games like this, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Ballard. I don't know if it's the culture. I don't know if it's Steichen. Because I don't think it's Steichen, because stuff like this has been happening for a long time with Indianapolis. But I just want to win freaking football games, man. And it sucks because, again, you should have won that game. You were in the lead for the majority of that game, and you should have won it, even with a backup quarterback. And that's the problem is I hear these people on social media that are saying, like, oh, the injuries is why we lost. Oh, the injuries is why we lost. Like, yeah, we had all those injuries, but yet we were leading for 90% of that game. So how come you couldn't finish it out? Was the injuries the reason why you couldn't do that? No, it's because your team fails to deliver in the biggest of moments. And your coach doesn't know how to, manage the clock very well. And look, I love Shane Steichen. I think he's a phenomenal play designer, and I think he would probably be one of the top 3 best offensive coordinators in the National Football League if he were that as of this moment. The problem is I don't trust his end of the game management. I really don't. And when you have that type of issue, it's hard for me to say I have supreme confidence in him as a head coach, because those are important moments.
That seems to be the case. I recognize for a lot of the quote unquote offensive geniuses around the league, they get these head coaching jobs and they don't seem to manage the clock properly or manage into games properly. I know, we've talked about it with Shanahan. We've seen it even with Andy Reid at times. This Mike McDaniel, like, this seems to be a bit of a trend. So, I don't know that he's unique in that way. Last year, there was a lot of questions on whether he had lost the team. A lot of guys weren't showing up to meetings on time and what have you. We haven't heard any whispers of that this year. So ultimately, regardless of what your opinion is, what do you think the Colts are going to do?
I really do believe that nobody's getting fired. I really don't think anyone's getting fired. I think that Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen are going to go to Carly and they're going to say, look, the injuries screwed us big time. That's what they're going to say. And Carly, being the first year as the head owner of this, is not going to want to make a hasty decision. But I just think, like, you were already playing badly before all the injuries started piling up on you. So, like, what difference does that make? You clearly were Daniel Jones ended up destroying his fibula and his ACL, or Achilles, I guess I should say. And before Gardner had these injuries, and even when Charvarius Ward was out for that extended period of time, you started going, you were winning games even when he wasn't playing earlier. It's just, again, in the games where you see the potential to potentially win a really big game and prove to everyone you belong, they just never do. I mean, it just never do. They beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, but then the teams that, put you in the contention, they always find a way to lose. It's a new way every single week. And teams that just always find a different way to lose every week, it's not a sign of a very structurally sound football team.
So what are y'all going to do at quarterback going forward? So I know Richardson is
resigning. It sounds like they're still going to go for Daniel Jones. After
I mean this season though, Anthony Richardson's coming back.
Daniel Jones, with his surgery, they said that he's expected to be ready to go at the start of training camp.
No. I'm saying this season you have 3 games left.
This season.
You have Riley Leonard dealing with a knee. He's what, week to week?
Well, Anthony Richardson was physically cleared for activities this next week, but Shane Steichen already committed to Phillip Rivers being the starter this week. So,
could he play at all? I need to see some Anthony Richardson. I need Anthony Richardson in my life.
I want to see Anthony Richardson play.
Hell yeah, you do.
I think he's actually going to make us any better. But give me the quarterback that can actually throw the ball 20 yards down the field, because
that was a rough watch. That was a rough watch.
Struggling.
Yeah, that was a rough watch.
Half, dude. He couldn't throw it past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, watching him try to throw to the boundary, man, that was rough. I mean,
probably weren't watching the game so much, but in the
I watched the condensed version of it. I watched the condensed version of it because I was curious.
The second half, they showed a clip of the trainer working on his shoulder and him doing all these shoulder exercises and movements, making sure that his shoulder was okay. I mean, kudos to Phillip Rivers, man, but that arm really got bad in that second half, man. He couldn't wouldn't throw a football past 5 yards past the line of scrimmage in the second half. I don't know why.
So it's fair to say he can't throw a football over the mountains like Uncle Rico. I got it.
No. Okay. His first pass, it barely made it 25 yards, and it looked like a dying duck. It was bad.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we'll see what happens this week. I'm looking forward to the matchup on Monday Night Football either way, and it'll be a lot of fun. All right, Michael, time to come to you. Your Titans fall to my 49ers, 24-37. Kept it actually pretty close. In fact, after this game, a lot of 49er fans are questioning the defense. They think it's a little bit suspect, a little worried that the Titans were able to put up 24 points on my 49ers. Talk to me about what you saw from Cam Ward, the Titans offense, and the Titans as a whole.
Well, I mean, first off, I don't think you got to worry too much about the defense, because realistically, the Titans put 8 on the line. So obviously you're going to have trouble with a 4-man front on defense trying to contain that. So they just took advantage of just trying to open up the holes and basically get the running game going, which they did a really good job of. And Cam Ward just continues to grow and have 2 touchdown games. Hopefully that's a trend we can definitely continue going forward. But like I said, realistically, it's just a point of evaluation. You're trying to understand what this team's going to be doing in 2026. It's about as basic as an offense that you can put on Cam Ward. I can already tell that in some instances, this coaching staff's putting into work as much as they can to try and find themselves another situation going forward. But, there's progress going forward. I mean, Cam Ward's playing better. There's still mistakes being made, but that's something that'll get worked out, especially in the offseason going forward. I don't think I've ever seen a game where we've lost 3 safeties before halftime. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's just a situation that we're going to have to deal with on the defense going forward now. And basically our secondary is a little weaker for it, but realistically, I just feel like, it wasn't about winning. It was just about going in, just evaluating what we had to do going forward in 2026. And I mean, Robert Saleh's still on my top 5 list going forward when the coaching candidate situation moves forward.
Oh, I was going to ask you all about that, man, because you asked about Robert Saleh going into the game, and then you got to see him up close and personal. So I was going to see if you were so confident in that. But Simmons catching the touchdown, that was pretty fun to watch as well. I got to say, I watched Cam Ward, not for the first time, but maybe that was like the second time I watched him like real in depth this year. He reminds me a lot of Caleb Williams last year. There, you see the talent, you see the flashes. You just need to get him a guy who can consistently put him in the right positions. And I think Cam Ward's going to be fine. There's really no weapons on this team whatsoever. He's dealing with a lot. I think Cam Ward's going to be fine. But yeah, talk to me about Robert Saleh and watching him and his defense operate. You do like Robert Saleh, it sounds like. You are interested in him being potentially the coach next year, yeah?
I mean, realistically, my mind's set on an offensive-minded coach going forward with Cam Ward, but I've not ruled out anything. It's kind of like dating. I want to play the field. I want to see what's out there. I'm interested to hear ideas. From what I've heard about Robert Saleh, it's definitely worth having a sit down and discussing what he sees going forward in the future. So nothing's off the table right now. Realistically, whatever we feel we can do going forward in the future to get a culture built in this team to help build up our quarterback and put weapons around him, that's the goal going forward. If it's a defensive-minded coach, if they come with an approach and an offensive-minded coordinator that knows how to get the best out of a quarterback, I'm willing to sit and listen to it. But, right now, it's the dating game. You just want to just see what's out on the table and just go from there.
So what you're saying is you preferred blue-eyed blondes, but if a brown-eyed brunette comes along and steals your heart, you might be open to it.
I'm open for anything at this point. And let's just be honest. If they're going to catch your eye in the right way, you definitely going to throw some digits at them pretty quick.
No, you see, the Titans have a type. The Titans have a type, and their type is people named Mike. Okay, so Mike McCarthy will be the next head coach.
More than likely,
you already got it figured
out. More than likely,
right.
And that is just a chubby, sexy bitch right there.
They've had Mike Vrabel, Mike Mularkey, Mike Munchak, Mike Borgonzi. Isn't Mike Borgonzi? Isn't that your GM? Is it? What's his name?
That's right.
Is it Mike Borgonzi? Yeah. Mike see, you guys are full of Mikes, bro. It's gonna be Mike McCarthy.
See, that's the thing, though. You're trying to get the Mike marriage moving on so you can birth a Vince.
Exactly.
I like it. All right. Well, listen, we got the fifth panelist waiting backstage. We do got some super chats to get to. I know Clemson's already at your neck, Derek. That's the way that this works every single week. So glad to see he's back in the chat. But before we get there, we do have to feed our families. And the way we do that is through sponsors. Sleeper, baby. All right, listen, get a 100% deposit match using promo code RTS. That deposit match is good for up to $100. You can also get a free $20 play when you use promo code RTS. Link is pinned to the top of the description. In the sake of time, I went ahead and made my picks. I'm using these picks all week long. So Aaron Rodgers yesterday, I took the freebie in him. Obviously, we lit up green here. Means we got that one. But Thursday night football game, I got Kyron Williams going with the more on 55.5 rushing yards. I got Matthew Stafford with the more on 229.5 passing yards, and Sam Darnold with the more on 229.5 passing yards as well. I put 10 down to win 79-60. So you can tail us, you can fade us, but make sure you use promo code RTS and take advantage of that free $20 play. Even without making a deposit, just use that promo code. All right, let's get to our fifth panelist. I got to see what big Jags fans talking because, man, that 48-20 win has to feel real good right about now. What's up, big Jags fan?
What's up? Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're doing fantastic, brother.
Splendid.
Chilling.
Man, I wanted to come in here and talk about the quarterback situation for the Texans and the Jaguars. We're talking about trading Trevor Lawrence earlier this season. I know everybody was out on CJ, but if you look around the NFL, we have a QB problem. The teams have problems developing quarterbacks. You look at Baker Mayfield, he gets traded, and he's doing all right with the Bucs. Sam Darnold, and then Daniel Jones. And I'm pretty glad that the Jags stuck with Trevor and gave him that extension because I want him to pop for us and not for another team.
Facts, bro. Hey, that's why I was defending him, and I got dragged for it, but I'm like, dude, it's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere, and I'm not going to let him go somewhere else and succeed.
Yeah, and he's succeeding now. He's coming along. So the Jaguars stuck with it instead of trading him away in year 2 like the Jets, the Browns, the Giants. Everybody does. They just trade him away. They don't give him a chance. And now they have no quarterback. And I don't think they have a future for a quarterback either, to be honest with you. Can y'all hear me?
Listen,
still?
yeah, we
hear
got
you.
you. Listen, I don't disagree that the NFL has a quarterback development problem, and you know, I'm looking at it more from the Oregon Ducks. You know, a lot of Jets fans are getting excited, like, oh, this is the guy who go out and get him. And I'm an Oregon Duck fan, but he needs another year of development. He's going to come out too early, and I'm worried that he's going to get washed out of the league and never get a chance. You know, we do bag on Anthony Richardson on the show, and it's all in good fun, but you know, he's never going to get a chance to develop. It doesn't seem like Trey Lance was similar to this. You know, we've seen it across the NFL with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Like it is an issue. It really is.
It's a huge issue. I think they need to sign these guys, or at least let them play their fifth-year option and give them the right coach. But that ain't happening. It's kind of scary. Who's going to be? I mean, most teams don't have a backup quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Gardner Minshew had to come in for the Chiefs, and he throws a pick on the first play he's in. And
Oh, good old Gardner Minshew.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't
the Jaguars-
disrespect the Pro Bowler from Indianapolis for several
Should've
years.
stuck with
I
them.
think if he was y'all's backup, y'all might have won a couple more games, man. But yeah, I had to get rid of him.
It all comes back to Minshew, bro.
Just had to
It all
do
comes back
that.
to Minshew.
So we got the Jaguars against the Broncos this weekend. That's the late game, and I think the Texans. Do they play at 4:00 or is there an early game?
Yeah,
they
4:25.
play at 4.
Oh man, both of them. So we came and watched. We got to watch at the same time. But y'all gonna destroy the Raiders, so that don't matter. So we have to beat the Broncos, or the Texans take that division over, and I think we could beat them.
I
They
think so
haven't
too, man.
They haven't really looked that good.
Yeah. They don't score
They
style
can't-
points, but I give them a lot of credit, man. They beat Green Bay, and that's a tough W for sure.
Yeah, but that's because Green
Parsons.
Bay's quarterback started throwing picks at the end of the game. In
Yeah.
the fourth quarter, Trevor Lawrence ain't going to do that. We're going to win 48-23.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, let's do it, man. Let's go mile high, score some points, baby.
Oh yeah, we're doing it, and all my stuff's coming in for my channel, so I'll be live on Sunday.
Hey, let's go, Big Jags fan. I can't wait to see it, brother. Hopefully you don't big time us, man. You better keep calling in.
Oh, I'm gonna keep calling in, and then hopefully next year or something, I'm gonna be on the channel with y'all.
Hey, I
He's
love
taking
it.
this
I love
spot,
it.
man. He's taking my spot.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all something before I go, because I know y'all get on with the show. Let's say the Jaguars and Texans are in the AFC Championship. I come on that week if that happens. We don't need the Colts and Titans here.
Hey,
hell we
listen,
don't.
Well, I got to bring on a
Don't come
Texans
here.
fan then.
Don't
You
come
know,
here.
like,
Bring
I got to
on your
bring on a
buddy.
tag
You
team
need to bring
partner.
on your buddy that came on before. It needs to be both of us. 2 Jags fans, 2 Texans fans. We don't need Colts and Titans as they're not in the playoffs.
Hey, it's the AFC South Roundtable.
What's
No.
crazy is
The
that
full
matchup might
representation.
happen. That matchup
You guys
might
are making the
We'll just
Colts
put
and the
another
Titans are
spot
dragging
right
this
here.
division down, making us look bad.
Yeah, by the way,
they're gonna
that
listen. They're gonna
that
grip.
is going to be coming very soon because I'm about 4 touchdowns away, my friend.
I know. I'm so scared. Hopefully, he just gets one a game the last 3, and I'll be all right.
I'm
Yeah,
about to
he's
break
4
your
away.
heart.
He's 4 away right now.
He's 4.
3 L4, yeah.
4. Yeah. I don't think he gets
Yeah.
it. He might get
Oh.
exactly 15, and I'll be all right.
Oh, I'm just waiting
There
in the
it
weeds,
is.
my friend. I'm waiting. In
All
the
right,
weeds.
Big Jags fan. We got to go, man. I appreciate
Oh,
you
I
calling in,
understand.
brother.
Yep.
Good luck this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Later. All right, there we go. There it is. Big Jags fan, 5th panelist. All right, we got some super chats to be firing through here. We got Clemson is better, says, worry about your own playoff chances, Derek.
I remember that
Yeah,
line
Derek.
very, very well.
In week 2, that line came out.
Yeah.
You're 2-0 and
Two?
Derek
I
was
thought it
talking
was
about
like
Dude,
it.
that
week
line
3 or
came
4 or
out.
something.
Bro, you guys were 2-0. I thought that was like week 6, and you guys were like 5-1.
I thought it was like later.
You know,
right?
teams that
When-
start
I
2
don't
and
know
0,
when
they've got a
said that.
90%
Yeah.
chance and da da da.
No, I can't believe how crazy you're talking.
Tekken is my world says Jags or Broncos will represent the Super Bowl in the AFC. Ooh.
Let's go.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh,
Hot
Super
take.
Bowl.
Hey, you
Dill
know what's
pickle.
funny? You know what's funny? Funny story.
Mhm.
I went to the Jags game against Denver in 2019, and I ran into Tekken at that game. So pretty cool throwback
go.
here.
There you go. Dill pickle, the only food that messages, I believe, says, I missed last week's show, so I'm here just a victory lap and dunk on Derek. Jeez, Derek, you're
And
All
don't
cannons are
disrespect,
pointed at you.
Don't disrespect the food thing. That one guy has the eggs chorizo in his profile pic. Okay, so we got
No, it's not a disrespect. I wish more foods would message in. That's all I'm saying.
I
It's
wish
not
I had
disrespect.
food right now.
Tekken is my world says Texans won't get past the divisional round like always. That might be true.
Oof.
We'll see. We're humming.
Eric Foreman says Cone is coach of the year. Clearly, Duval.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Clemson is better says Peyton Manning will never make throws like Trevor. Oh gosh, not now. He won't. I would guarantee that.
Yeah.
Texans for life says
You guys should have brought Peyton Manning back. That would have been something.
I know, right?
Manning cast, baby. Texans for life says funny fact: anyone that has Prize Picks would have seen that they put Joe Biden has Rivers' picture. I joke with him and Derek, but that's harsh. Golly, Clemson is better says my aura has Derek pressed already. Just the aura. Talking about Clemson on the AFC South Roundtable, LMAO 4-1 little bro, and 6-2 as well. Clemson stays owning your favorite teams. Have fun in Cancun. Wow,
I'm not going to Cancun. Who's having fun in Cancun? I ain't having that time.
Apparently not you.
Not me.
H-Town says, big fan of UCF and my boy Ruben. Happy holidays. He doesn't, I guess he doesn't like you
Apparently
guys.
doesn't
The
like
other two.
me.
That's not fair.
Look at that. I like that.
Clemson is better says, who trades 2 first rounds for a corner with no playoff?
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough, bro.
Okay, so listen, when the no
called it
playoffs
too.
thing, we were 7-2 when that trade happened. First of all,
Yeah, but remember we were dragging you for just beating a bunch of bad teams. You're like, oh, I thought that matter. We're killing them, and then now like you guys can't even beat like the hapless Chiefs. I mean, I can't imagine not beating the Chiefs. You know, you guys can't.
should have
That's a good
won.
impression.
But again, Shane Steichen, showing his brilliance in that game.
Yeah, it's like we should have won, but players on the team making mistakes. Yeah, no shit. If everybody made plays and everyone was perfect, you guys would win. But that's not football. You
Mike
see, I know
likes the
ball, Derek.
impression.
I know ball. I know ball.
He's a ball knower. Paul Wilson says, I definitely don't want to see AR. The only pass he completed this year was to himself. I'll take anyone else.
Bro, if AR is healthy, you gotta play him, bro. You gotta play AR if healthy.
Well, they're not. So
Baby back.
Juan says, why does UCF look like Keanu Reeves' illegitimate son? How do we know it's illegitimate? Maybe he's aware
you
that
don't know,
he's a
you don't know
son.
my father.
He's always on cruises. Why not?
Yeah, you don't know my father.
It's
You don't know.
true.
You don't
He's
know what's
always
going on here.
in plush robes
all
on
this
cruises
time,
with his
all
quote
this is
unquote
related
dad.
to-
Yeah, and you guys don't know what I do from Wednesday through Monday. I'm all over the world.
Like Carmen San Diego. Crease Channel says, hey, Ruben, I told you Bankhead Trevor will go surgical. Texans do not want to see these problems in the playoffs. Jacoby, BT Parker, BS Strange, ETN will have you fire or cut somebody on Monday.
Dude, I got the best defense secondary in the league. I'm not worried about.
Bro, we
those
need this
guys.
matchup. We need this.
I don't think
matchup.
any
We
one of
do.
those-
This matchup will
I don't
feed
think any
families
one of
for
those
years.
guys had 50 yards the
We're-
last time we played each other. So
We're 1-1 right now, bro. You know, there's only been one AFC South matchup ever in the playoffs.
really,
It needs to change this year. It needs to change this year.
it's gonna get real nasty. I'm gonna tell you that. But
Yeah, we need to break this split. It needs to happen.
best.
You know what else
secondary
needs to
in the
change?
NFL, I'll take it against
I ain't
anyone.
worried. You know what else needs to change is this subscriber count. We have 600 of you watching strong. Hit that subscribe button, man. Get people over to the AFC South Roundtable. You are not going to want to miss an AFC championship with the Texans and the Jaguars. This show will be absolutely litty. I cannot wait for that one.
Yeah, guys, subscribe. Don't be freeloaders. Subscribe. Bunch of assholes.
you go.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Clemson is better says
Be better.
Derek is Richard Sherman's #1 fan. I don't know
so
why.
True. So true.
That's such a
Chris-
random thing to say.
Yes, yeah. Crease channel. Crease says, win or lose Sunday, if the Jaguars stay healthy in the playoffs, I got the Rams and the Jags in the Super Bowl. Book it. He says, book it.
Ooh, we're talking Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Tay says Davis Mills equals Jags owner, 26 unanswered.
Mills,
Yeah.
Millie, Mills Mafia.
Eat a I don't know. I'm not going to say what he's going to say there, but I know what he meant. Stan says defense is elite. We shut out a playoff team, the Chargers. Texans defense is carrying CJ Stroud in their offense. Is a fraud. Jags shocked the NFL on Sunday. Relax.
CJ Stroud's coming.
I don't know. Would we be shocked if they beat the Broncos? I
gotta
don't know that
give you
anybody would
credit.
be shocked.
The last 3 weeks, your offense has definitely looked like a very capable NFL offense.
Yep. You know, you made changes to your offensive line. You're utilizing your rookies more, and your quarterback's looking, comfortable, and his confidence is coming back, man. And you're starting to see it too.
Tighten Up says, Mikey, should we tanker up against the Chiefs? We are playing Minshew, the Titan Killer.
The Titan Killer.
Tighten Up, I sit on my take when we do predictions. So I got an idea.
Who isn't a Titan Killer at this point?
I like it. Yeah. All right.
The AFC South Roundtable, the Titan Killer. They've sucked ever since this show started up. We always have Rossi or Michael just cucking up in the corner while the big boys talk about their teams.
Believe me, you give me a year, I'm gonna have you all in the corner.
Good comeback. Frank Z says Jags beat the Cardinals by 3. Texans beat the Cardinals by 20. We are not the same, lil bro. He ran out of characters, but I know that's what he wanted to say. Can we get deep? That's a great name. Says Cam Little, 70-yarder and mile high. Also, Bo and Trev both coming off of their career best games. A 70-yarder and mile high. That would be crazy.
He's done it before.
Crazy.
Let's do it again.
That would be nuts. All right. Let's talk about our other sponsor, RotoWire. Somebody talked about Prize Picks earlier. We are also sponsored by Sleeper, but either way, RotoWire's got you covered. Get your 15% off using promo code RTS. They will help you make your picks no matter where you make those, whether it's Prize Picks, Sleeper, Underdog, DraftKings, or RT Sports. We use Sleeper, so we're going to check them out. But we've got an AI algorithm that 100% loves what they see, and Phillip Rivers, 147.5 passing yards is all they have on Sleeper. They say smash the more. They feel great about it. However, they don't feel great about the more on Jordan Love. They are saying take the less on 238.5. And you can see that the algorithm has more confidence in some picks than others, but they've got literally every single pick for every single sport right here to help you out. Check out RotoWire, not only the best tandem fantasy football app, but the best in helping you make smart picks. All right, fellas, it is time to go over week 16. We're going to start with the Titans at the Chiefs. This one's going to be a barn burner. Chiefs are finally dead. Finally, the Chiefs are dead. Nobody roots for the Patrick Mahomes injury. Let's hopefully he recovers quickly and is able to make it back for next season. But for this season, the Chiefs are done, which means the AFC is wide open. The Jaguars and the Texans have a legitimate shot to get to the Super Bowl, and I hope one of them does it, man. This show would go crazy if it does. However, we got to see, can the Titans complete the 3-game sweep? And I say 3-game because the Colts fell short against the Chiefs, but the Titans might be able to get it done. 1 p.m. Eastern. Dalton, I'm going to start with you. Titans versus the Chiefs. Who do you have in this one?
Oh man, I would love for the Titans to win, to be honest with you, man. Like, just because, I want to mess with their draft spot. I do. I'm a big tanker. Nobody is better at rooting for the tank than me. Of course, I was very jealous of the Titans for out tanking us last year. Titans swept us when I wanted to have number 1 pick. But it's all good. But I'll take the Chiefs to win this one because apparently Gardner Minshew is a Titans killer. So we'll go 24-21.
All right, Ruben, who do you have in this one?
I'm going Tennessee Titans here. I don't think the blading is going to stop for Kansas City. I think the deal that they made with the underworld has expired, and they are all coming to collect. I have Tennessee winning this one 17-10. Cam Ward gets another W.
Oh, I love it. All right, Derek, who do you have in this one?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs will win this one, plain and simple. Give me a final score of 17-10.
17-10. All right. I got to see, Mike. You said you had a take for this one. Is it a tanking style take, or are you picking your Titans to win? Talk to me.
Let's just put it this way. Kansas City just fell apart. They made a massive run with their dynasty, and unfortunately, like all things, must come to an end. And it is what it is. You know, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully the surgery went well and he's at home resting. So we'll see you when you get back on the field. Wish you the best. Hate it that it had to end, but just glad to be a part of it to see it. But regardless, the Tennessee Titans, it is an evaluation year. You're just trying to see what you can do with Cam Ward and what he has surrounded by him. And it's a situation where you're basically just putting him in a place to where he can get better. And fortunately, he's coming up against a pretty beaten the hell up Kansas City team, especially against the offensive line. Unfortunately, we're beat up too, especially in our secondary. So I guess it's who blinks first. So do I want the pick? Do I want to keep tanking? Or do I want to see progress? And that's the big question. If Cam Ward can show me progress in this game, I don't mind taking the win. I don't mind that at all. But I'm going to go with my gut here. Give me the Titans 17-14.
I absolutely love it. Way to stick with your team, man. No matter what, you're in it. This is great. All right. We got the Jags at the Broncos, 4:05 p.m. Eastern. This might be the game that decides the division. The Broncos fighting for the number 1 seed, so they certainly have a lot on the line. The Jaguars trying to keep pace and win the division, so they've got a ton on the line. This one's going to be a barn burner. Mike, I'm going back to you on this one. Jags at the Broncos, 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Who do you have winning this one?
Yeah, this is literally a playoff matchup going down the road, maybe weeks later. But, you know, two great teams right now that are just hitting their peak. The Jaguars are just rolling off teams like it's nobody's business. Shout out to the Broncos for what they've been continuing to do with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. It's been the perfect marriage. But I got to also give props to what I said earlier in the year. And Dalton, I think you can agree with me when I say this. I said, and I quote, that Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence would be a perfect marriage if they could get everything right. And they have at the right time. So what do I see here? Do I have the guts to take the upset right here in Mile High? Dalton, you know ball, but for me, call me Sway Lee. Ball is life. Give me the Jaguars, 24-17.
Let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
Love it. I love it. All right, Derek, are you going to echo those sentiments or are you going to be a hater? Jaguars at the Broncos.
Everything inside me does not want to make this pick, but I have a feeling that there's going to be an upset in Mile High this weekend, and I think the Jags are going to take the dub. Give me a final score of 23-20.
Well, you know, if they don't take the dub, you can always say, at least we beat the Broncos, and you didn't. All right, Ruben.
Off of leverage.
Talk to me. Jaguars at Broncos. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, you know, this is where I have to put on my hate watch. If I have any chance of winning the AFC South for a third year in a row, I need the Denver Broncos in Mile High Stadium to win this game. Look, I think it's going to be a good game overall. I just think right now the Denver Broncos are just a team that's soaring. Not saying Jacksonville isn't, but it's, you know, it's pretty tough to play at Mile High. I have this being a close one. I'm going to go 24-21 Denver Broncos. Texans will come back next week. Number 1 in the AFC South.
Crazy. All right, Dalton, talk to me about this one, man. I will say you've been very fair this year. You have picked against the Jags when you felt like they were going to lose. Is this one of those situations, or are you saying your Jags are going to get it done at Mile High? Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge game here. This is the difference between whether the Jaguars will get into the playoffs as a 1, 2, or 3 seed, or if they get in as a 5, 6, or 7 seed. Because when you look at the remaining schedule, I mean, if the Jaguars go 2-1 and the Texans go 3-0, they own the tiebreaker. So, you know, you would need help from the Texans, of course, and it's kind of hard to really rely on them kind of assisting you in that category. So it's all about who wants it more right now. Denver, they already have the playoffs locked up right now. How hungry they're going to come in, I imagine they are hungry, but I really don't think there will be any team that would be hungrier than the Jaguars going into this game. I think these last few weeks, the Jaguars have not been playing the best of teams, but what the Jaguars have been doing is they've been very quietly building Trevor Lawrence's confidence, allowing him to play free in this offense. And I think the Jaguars have figured out a lot about themselves. They've got the passing game going. They know their strengths. They have a new left tackle now with Cole Van Lanen, who, Trevor Lawrence has not really been getting hit at all these last few weeks. So I think everything builds up to this moment right now. The Denver Broncos are a great team, but of course they are a beatable team, right? They do a great job about winning games at the end of it, but they have one of the smallest margins of victory, I think, in NFL history when it comes to like a team that has this record right now. So I think the Jaguars do go in there and win it. The Jaguars are just so hot right now, and it's really hard to pick against them. And I'm going to say the Jaguars go to Mile High and win this one 31-21, and then Jacksonville is going to go crazy.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Well, I hope to see it. Texans versus the Raiders. We'll make this one quick. Raise your hand if you think the Raiders are going to beat the Texans. Liars. You're freaking liars.
I know. I'm joking. I wish.
Okay.
I'm kind of hoping. I'm pulling for the Raiders.
I didn't even raise my hands. I shrugged.
Okay. All right. So, Ruben, either way, I want a score prediction from you. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, I have this being 28-13 Houston Texans. Your offense has been looking good the last couple of weeks, and it continues against a not-so-good Las Vegas Raiders. Look, the goal for these next couple of games is to get your offense in a rhythm for the playoffs. This defense, as good as it's been, they themselves are not happy with allowing 3 touchdowns to Jacoby Brissett. So I am looking for this Houston Texans defense to come back strong and, put a pretty damn good performance against the Las Vegas Raiders. Houston Texans get their 10th win of the season. That's 10 straight wins in a row for DeMeco Ryans.
The thing is, Ruben, you guys are like teetering. Your defense is teetering.
How is it
teetering?
teetering?
It's on 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears level.
Oh, okay.
So this is the thing. You don't need to win this game. You need to kick their ass.
For sure.
That is the statement.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's also your offense getting into a rhythm, which like it did last week. So, that's right? Let's go 35-13 Houston. Houston's going to whoop their ass.
I love it. Now you're fading Kenny Two Gloves. All right. I see you. All right. Monday Night Football. Colts 49ers in a showdown at Lucas Oil Stadium. Cannot wait to see Old Man Rivers live and in person. All right, I'm just joking. I'm not going to be there. Either way, I will be watching this one very closely. My 49ers take on your Colts. Look very, very forward to it. Mike, I'm going to go to you again. How do you see this one playing out?
Yes, this Monday Night Football game is brought to you by Colonial Penn Insurance, because if you're 65 and older, it's time.
Also, Cialis.
And Life Alert.
Because your quarterback has fallen and is not getting up.
Phillip Rivers is legit like a ED commercial right now playing out in real time. It's hilarious. All right, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of
birth control commercial.
A lot of people are missing out on some mad money opportunities here. All right, so we could talk all day about the physical embodiment of Old Man Jenkins, but we'll get on to the game. So, Derek, I was pretty impressed with the way Phillip Rivers handled himself. They kept into a pretty tight game, especially with the Seahawks, just as good as that defense has been playing. So, it's a tough sell right now. I think the 49ers are just kicking on all cylinders, even with the injuries. I think it's a close one, though, but I'm going to give it to the 49ers. Give it to me 24-21.
All right. Ruben, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I have this one being a win for San Francisco. I'm going to have it be 20-10. I think it's going to be hell for Phillip Rivers out there. We might see an old man just, not make it out the game. So wish the very best for Phillip Rivers, but it's going to be a tough one.
We might get an AR-15 sighting. All right, Dalton, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, they were competitive last week, but Phillip Rivers can't throw. If Riley Leonard is healthy, play him, because I liked what he showed against the Jaguars at the very least. But the Colts are going to lose this one. Let's say 21-13.
All right. Derek, time to hear from you, brother. How do you see this one going down with your Colts? And, well, actually, they're at home against my 49ers.
I wish I could be excited for this game. This was a game that I was super excited to watch at the beginning of the year. It's very rare that the Colts get primetime games anymore. And, now I have to watch Phillip Rivers throw the football, who can't throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. And basically, you guys are just going to absolutely cream us. I don't see any way that we score 20 points in this game, even being at home. I think the 49ers are going to win this game 24-14.
Oof. Bleak. All right, man. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Real quick, though, before we get out of here, we got Andre346 backstage, one of our Patreon callers. He's going to tap in, and then we got some super chats, and we'll head out. Andre, what's up, brother?
What's going on?
Hey, man, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm good. Y'all know what it is. H-Town, y'all know what it is.
Ground, baby.
Houston Texans, you know what it is.
Finally, man, a non-Jags guy calling in. I love this. This is good.
Caller, man.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling about?
Let me go ahead and hit it with a. Let me go ahead and hit this. Let me hit this real quick. Let me hit this with this Houston. Let me hit it with that Stroud house. You feel me? And Texan up. You know what it is. Gotta hit it at. Nah, but man, H-Town, bro. We gonna win this South, bro. This AFC South. It's our crib. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we got going on. Shout out to the Jags. Shout out to the Colts, Titans. I wish I was a better team, but shout out to y'all. But this Texas city, bro. This Texas division. This is our thing. The Colts had it for a little bit. Now it's our turn, baby.
It's rough that y'all need help with 3 weeks.
Oh, and you know what? And special shout out to the 49ers too. My pops is a 49ers fan as well as a Texans fan. So shout out to the 49ers low key. You feel me?
Hey, you got your head coach from us. All right. We got a good link here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I just want to come on and talk a little crap, man. I always hear Jags fans coming on and Titans. I don't know. I didn't even know Titans fans existed. You know what I'm saying? And Colts fans coming out of nowhere wearing old Andrew Luck jerseys and stuff. So I had to come on and show that Houston, you know what I'm saying, we show up and just letting you know what's going on. Shout out to Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his you know what I'm saying, his head, shoulders, knees and toes, you know what I'm saying, to make sure he's good, make sure he's turning the dust. And that's just about it. That's about it.
Hey, Andre, great call, man. I appreciate you. Call in anytime. It was good to see somebody other than a Jags fan call in. No offense. Listen, but it's like every caller we've had has been a Jags fan, and we finally got someone different. And Dalton, I feel like you got a little nervous there. I know that you're not allowed in Houston. Were you a little nervous there with the Texans fan calling in? What's up?
Yeah, man, I know. I'm just glad that I know they're not all bots, I mean, usually it's just I just see them typing to me on Twitter, typing me in the chat. There was actually one that came out here and talked, so that was good to see.
Hey, they exist. They're real. All right, Clemson is not done with you, Derek. Says bro's measuring tape is the Cardinals.
I think he's talking about me.
A shot at you. That's a shot at you. That was not a shot at Derek.
No, he was saying the Texans are better than Jaguars because Texans beat the Cardinals by 20 and the Jaguars beat them by 3. So I guess that's that's the new measuring stick here.
The old Cardinals measuring stick. It is a good one. It's pretty reliable. Frank Z says Jags beat the Raiders by 1. Oh, I did forget about that. That was pretty actually recent there. I forgot all about that one. I'm not going to lie. That one was interesting. But sometimes it's, about winning the games. Chris says Jags won't sleep at night until they get the Texans again. They already know the playbook. Run 7 times. Throw that ish to Nico. Laugh out loud. They're going to make make sure CJ Stroud stays healthy for all 4
you
quarters.
see how we're just in Jaguars' heads and we haven't even mentioned Jacksonville. It's because they know what's up. They know who the real threat is in the AFC South.
Bro, are you not reading the chat today? They're all coming at the Jaguars.
I can't wait.
They're all coming at the Jaguars in the chat, man. We're just sitting back, letting y'all talk, letting y'all dream.
Look, how about these Jags, baby? Just prove. Come on, man. Come on.
It's like, this is Houston's division. Like, you guys need help. You guys need our help to let you guys in, okay? You guys helped us get propelled, beating the Colts and everything. But now we're in a driver's seat. We're going to take it home.
We'll see. I can't wait.
Saucy.
Kyle says, how about those Jags, baby? Let's go take out those Broncos. Duval. I like it. Granted says, Jags fan officially broke Richard Sherman on Twitter. Oh, is that what happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, the lore behind this is like Richard Sherman, like he's a known Trevor Lawrence hater. And when Trevor Lawrence has bad games, he'll go out there and tweet about him. But he's been really quiet. So people ask him, like, hey, man, have you been watching Trevor Lawrence all? What are your thoughts? He says, I don't watch the Jaguars. I don't watch them. I'll pay attention to them, if they're in the playoffs type of thing.
I did see this, and I was wondering what that was about.
And then people ask him why he hate him. He goes, I don't hate Trevor Lawrence. I just hate Jags fans because they're obnoxious. So he's getting all weird over here. It's like, dude, it's not like this guy's a podcast guy. He's an actual Thursday Night Football analyst. Yeah. And he's saying he's not watching games.
It's like when these national media guys show bias towards teams and players, and it's just like you're on the national stage. You're supposed to talk about every team objectively, and you just want to act like that with certain people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another food coming in. We got Chicken Danner says, I'm a Jags fan. My wife and her dad, diehard Chiefs fans. My daughter turned 2 months old. It's a good year. Let's go Jags. Well, you can remind her that she was born in a year in which the Jags might have made the Super Bowl. That would be crazy.
I got a 9-month-old baby. You already know, bro. My baby doesn't know losing, okay?
Oh, bro's not sleeping on the couch, though.
Yeah, I don't get much sleep.
Clemson is better, says GTA 6 before another Colts Super Bowl 6-2.
Damn.
We don't know at this point. They keep delaying it. It might be another 5 years till it comes out.
They do keep delaying it. Emiari says, I'm just glad to have 10 wins. Shout out to Trevor having 4 winning seasons out of 5. Also, Derek, I feel for you, brother. Hey, there we go. It's nice and respectful. I like it.
Yeah, we've been there.
Paul Wilson says, Colts only primetime game in forever. Good luck, Niners fans. Balls on your face. What the hell is that? Did you mean
damn,
balls
dude.
in your court? I don't. Jeez,
dude, that's at least worth a $10 super chat.
Yeah,
golly.
Yeah, bro, put your balls where your mouth is.
This isn't an OnlyFans page.
Tekken is my world says, fellas, I'll be in my 30s next week, so hopefully as a Jags living in Denver area, we can pull off a signature win as a gift. Let's go Duval. Well, I hope they get it done for you, brother, man. Happy freaking birthday as well. Clemson is better says, honestly, I thought Derek was playing quarterback on Sunday for the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, might as well at this point.
Clemson is better all says, Derek turning his predictions into a 10-page essay. He kept it pretty short. He kept it pretty short. I'm gonna say that
better not like Derek.
He loves him. He's his favorite. That's why.
I'm his favorite. I mean, he only talks about me, not the rest of you guys.
That's some tough love, though.
It is some tough love. All right, listen. Hell of a show. Cannot wait. Do we come back next week and the Jaguars and Dalton are still up in the upper left-hand corner, or does Ruben take his spot? We will find out next week. Week 16 will be in the books. We'll be previewing week 17. I cannot believe it, guys. Just 3 short weeks left. Cannot wait until the playoffs. I'm looking so forward to it. So, for Derek, Dalton, Ruben, and Michael, I'm your host, Jesse. The AFC South Roundtable will be back next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern, next Tuesday. We'll see you then. Much love. Peace.
Tighten up.